Happy Monday, teachers. In day 6 activities, we are going to be taking a look at the Industrial Revolution. So have a little bit of a hook, social emotional learning. Remember to put your response here before you assign, and then students will type their response there. So we have an introduction to the Industrial Revolution era, including the guiding question, which is how did the Industrial Revolution change the United States? So as kind of an introduction, they're going to preview some vocabulary on Quizlet. That link will take them directly to the Quizlet flashcards, in which we prompt students to do the learn option, which is right here, and then also the matching once they've done the learn. Okay? So it's just going to help them with some of the key terms for this unit. So for kids to kind of get introduced further, we're going to have them look at these images and then answer this question: what changes do you notice in how things were manufactured? And then they're going to go to this website, which is kind of similar to the one that they did yesterday with Westward Expansion. It's one of those time lapse, but they're going to go and press play. So you might want to model this for them in your video, because they might get a little lost once they go to this website. And as it's playing, you'll notice that the years are progressing. What we want them to pay attention to is what's happening to these cities. So you'll notice the yellow is a certain size of city of population, and then you have these larger cities. So what we're wanting them to see that by 1890, what is the change that they have noticed in the size of cities? Okay, so they'll answer those questions on the accommodative version. They'll have sentence stems. Now, if they would benefit from reading a little bit more to get an introduction to the Industrial Revolution, there's a very simple article that they can read here, which is also on the accommodative version as well. All right, the next thing that they're going to look at is really just some kind of like straightforward, as if they were notes in our classroom, but introducing them to this idea of industrialization and what led to it. So we have just a little bit here as an introduction, and then what led to urbanization. And so we pull in a lot of that vocabulary here that they had previewed already in the Quizlet. Now we want to work on kids' process skills. So we have a couple of charts for them to see that rural population, what was happening in urbanization and the size of cities. There's some sentence stems for kids to fill out based on those charts. Next, kids will take a little bit of a stretching brain break before they dive into the innovations. Okay, so for each innovation, you're going to notice there's a link or a direct YouTube video embedded in the slides. These are links because they're saved in Drive, and we wanted to save space here. So kids have to be logged into their Northside account in order to access those videos in addition to all of the resources, right? So they're going to watch the video and just type the impact of that invention. Okay, so that might be something you want to model or help them out with. On the accommodated version, the innovations are going to be a drag and drop. So notice there's only 3 innovations per slide. So there's a second half in which they'll just drag and drop. Okay. Now going back to the on-level version, we're then looking at immigration. Why did immigrants come to the United States during this Industrial Revolution era? So we're going to introduce them to this idea of push and pull factors, as well as look at some data there. And then students can access these thing links about each of these immigrant groups. Notice that the German immigrants is already filled in for them. And all they're looking is for push factors and pull factors. So they would look at the Chinese immigrants and then Irish immigrants. So when they go to that blue link, and this is, again, something you want to model for them, but there is an instructional video for them, and I'll show you that. And really, they're just going to click on the link. And as I'm looking for information, right, about push and pull factors. They'll do the same thing for the Irish immigrant link. Okay, so this video that's embedded already into both versions of the slideshow is going to show them how to navigate those thing links a little bit further. That is the conclusion of Industrial Revolution. They're going to do a little bit more Industrial Revolution tomorrow as well. Thank you so much and have a great day.